Good morning guys, welcome to Lost Phoenix Gaming. Having a look at the weekly Forzathon challenge on Forza Horizon 4. And you've got the GOAT, own and drive a 1993 McLaren F1. Yeah, okay. Interesting car. A bit of British motoring history, fastest production road car at the time. So yeah, okay. Own and drive it. Yeah, brilliant. No problem. Win 2 road circuit events in your McLaren F1. Earn 15 ultimate speed skills in your McLaren F1. And finally, win a street scene event at the marathon in your McLaren F1. Okay. Right. Tunes. Summer Forzathon. S1 class for this McLaren F1. Okay. Share code is up on the screen right now, so this is a new tune, and I haven't shared this before, so go grab it, stick it in the fine tune section, and you're good to go on this one. I've kept it within the S1 class because I don't want anything too stupid for when you start getting into a marathon, because that's a pain enough as it is without adding S2 class or X class hypercars to the mix. Okay, own and drive the McLaren. Brilliant. There you go. Technological masterpiece completed. Fantastic. So coming around here, and what I want to do is go to one of my custom blueprints for this. So I'm going over here to Astmoor Heritage Circuit. It's a pretty decent circuit, and I've got a custom blueprint for this stuff, so I'm going to go into it and I'll show you this now. Custom events, I've got 2. Ignore the first one, go for one that says 1 lap, because the other one was created before my last game ban and no longer works. I can't get share code out of it, and I just basically can't share it with you guys because of how everything you create gets screwed up the second that you get banned. So I've had to go and create another one, and I cannot remove the old one. So ignore that, go for the 1 lap. I've given you the share code, and it is just a case of having a blast round here a couple of times and getting the completion on that one. This is a anything goes event, which means you can use this in any vehicle. It doesn't have to be McLaren, doesn't have to be this, that or the other. It just means that you can use any vehicle you want, and you can be racing any vehicle. And it's one of those where you just go in, have a blast, 1 lap, and just get yourself completion, because normally you'd have to be doing 3 laps of this, and if you have to do 2 events like you do with this one, that would be 6 laps you have to run round in order to complete the challenge. But with a 1 lap, you only have to do 2 laps, thus saving you a lot of time. And I don't really sort of worry about precision driving on here. It is just foot to the floor, get there and just go for it. Coming around here, let's see what I do. And yep, every single time, if you have a look at my BMW video, at my sheer driving pleasure championship video, I'm in an X5 and I'm going around here and I'm hitting the corner and I'm lifting the back end up off the grid every single time, much the same as I did with this. But that's race number 1 out of the way. Brilliant. And we can go back and do it one more time, and that will give me the challenge completed. So go back in, rinse and repeat, go for that one. I'm not going to show you the share code because you've already seen it. I'm just going to cut through, pick the car, McLaren F1, because I can't actually use anything else for this stuff. And I don't really like this car that much. I like McLarens. I like the Spiders. They're really nice cars. But this one, despite its motoring history and its place in British motorsport and British car manufacturing, handles like a bloody shed. I actually don't like it, but you have to use it for this 'cause it's all about the F1. But like before, just a bit of speed and just get round here really, because you don't really want to be messing about too much. Just in case you get your foot down, get round. Always watch out for the Audis, because the Audis are really super powered. If there's any hums or noises in the background I can't actually get rid of in my software, that's probably my boiler coming on. That's actually my heating system, because it's getting rather cold in England right now, and the heating's coming on more and more because it is getting a little on the chilly side as you get closer to Christmas. But hit that wall, didn't raise the back end, but never mind. Coming round, hit the post, and really it's just a blast now to the end. A quick single lap round here, and this will give me my 2 for 2 and complete this part of the weekly Forzathon challenge. So yeah, there you go, first place, skip all this rubbish. For the next one, I'm going to want a road race still, and it's Elmsden-on-Sea Sprint, or Elmsden-on-Sea Sprint even. And this is where I've got a custom blueprint. If you haven't unlocked this code I'm going to give you will bring you to this from any road racing, dirt racing or cross-country event in the game. And I'm going to go over, and it's called No Cars Motorway. It's a custom route, 11.7 miles, and it basically is just a blast up and down the motorway. It's bloody awesome for building up your speed skills and clean racing skills and stuff like this, so that's why I'm going to use it. Share code is up there, so grab that and give it a go. McLaren F1, so I'm going in, and this is a custom blueprint, so it's not like a normal route. What I've done is I've got a route where the computer control cars, drive-car cars, they go off at a weird route, go down the motorway, weave in side to side, and come back up the motorway before they go back down the motorway again. And it gives you a bit of distance there, so they're all off going round there. They will join eventually, but it gives you enough spare road just to get your foot down and get up to speed. For the ultimate speed skills, you have to drive over 200 mile an hour, which S1 class, yeah, you can do that. That's easy. I'm pushing 230 here, 225, and I'm getting the ultimate speed skills up on the screen. You can see that, and just keep driving at this sort of speed, and they'll just keep pinging up, and you'll easily get this stuff. It's not a problem. If you are using the racing lines on here, ignore them, completely and utterly ignore them, because I've designed this to actually send driver tires loopy, and I've completely messed that up and ended up in the field. But the thing is, you don't have to win this, and the driver tire cars are also going around at weird angles, so I'm just going to get back onto the road and just go for another blast. Let's get it up to 200 again and keep going. Remember, you can just go up and down this motorway all day if you want. If you want to do it, it takes as long as you want to get these skills in. You can go up and down all day to the end of the day, and you just keep doing it till it's done. And if you don't slide it off, don't be stupid like I did, you should be able to get it done by the time you get down to the islands here. I don't want to keep going because that's where the finish line is. Yeah, I know, I've put a bit of a mad route for the driver tires, but I'm going to go back up, and there you go, they're starting to come down, so I'm going to take the opposite side of the road, and you can see that I'm taking them cross country and around and about as well. But it is just a case of keep going, keep building up your ultimate speed skills above 200 mile an hour, and you should get a pop-up saying it's completed. All you do then is turn it round and go to a finish line. Jobs are good, and get some XP, get some credits. There you go, engineered to perfection. Give it a spin through the central reservation and go. Just keep going. You can see on the mini map that the driver tires are down the bottom there. They've done their first loop and they're coming up towards the top of the motorway again. You'll pass them in a minute. There you go, there they are. And they've still got a decent bit of a run left before they're even back down anywhere near the finish line. And it is just a case of, you see the marker says finish, just keep going, cross the island. I don't even go over it, I just go through it, easy. And first place, brilliant, job's a good one. Got your skills in, and you can just do this all day. Just keep going up and down till you get your speed skills. But as long as you keep it above 200, you're fine. So skip all this rubbish, and we can get into the final part. And this is Marathon, which is a street scene event, and it's the big final one that you get with the progression. And unfortunately, there's no sort of thing I can do to help you on this. Normally I'll just stick a custom blueprint up and do something a bit funny with it, but you can't do anything with this because it's street scene. You cannot do custom blueprints, you cannot do anything. You just have to go in and do it. If you haven't unlocked this, you might be a bit stuck, because if you haven't unlocked any other events, you can always get a custom blueprint for it. But with this, you have to unlock it properly and have to race it and complete it properly. And it's one of those where I think a certain number of you guys probably won't have this, and it will need a bit of grinding on the street scene in order to unlock it. And there's not a lot I can really do about that other than sort of just say, just keep hammering street scene and just go from there. And this is the final event, and it's just a big street scene run around the map. It's sort of like Goliath for street scene, except for Goliath's actually decent. But we're here, make a start. I've dropped it down to easy difficulty because this car handles like a shed, and street scene is really stupid. It's one of those modes where I genuinely do not like street scene. All the cars seem to be really overpowered. They stick to the racing lines too much. It's just mad. It's absolutely mad. It's really difficult to compete on, I think. And I'd rather not do them, but when you've got your main challenge around street scene stuff and I can't put a custom blueprint in for it, I'm just going to have to sort of get on and do it. But I've got to second place, struggling with first a bit because this car is handling really badly. And it just drives like a shed. It won't turn properly and it slips at any given opportunity. It's an absolute nightmare, but I've managed to get into first. And this is quite a long race. I think this is about 7 minutes. I think something like that on this one. But I'm going to show you all the race. I could go to you, right guys, what I'm going to do is here's the start and here's the end. But you know what? You don't get to see the race. If you haven't already unlocked this or you haven't seen pitfalls just like that, when you go around corners and end up completely in the field and have to recover, you sort of won't know to sort of expect it if you're not sort of familiar. I think this is the only second time I think I've ever actually driven this, because I've driven this, completed it when I unlocked it on street scene, and that was ages ago. And this is only the second time I've driven it. That's why I'm not doing too well at it, given the fact that I've also got a pretty crappy car. And I'm sorry, McLaren, right? You've got good heritage. You do make some really, really nice cars. This one is a bloody shed. It absolutely is. But I've gone off completely there. Managed to stop you passing me. And I suspect this is going to be an ongoing theme on this event. Me sliding off into fields. Bit of braking. Bit of drifting. And I have got assists on this. So I've got the traction on, because I did actually do some other events in this car to test it with the traction off, and it just spins in a circle. It's absolutely bloody horrendous, and it's not one I want to be messing around with on long street scene event. So hard brake here. I definitely don't want to be going off too wide there, and I've managed to do it, but I've had to pretty much slow down to a stop. Take out some fence, but as long as I keep him first, I'll be okay. But it is a really long event. This is sort of like the big flagship event, like the final event for the street racing. And yeah, I actually don't like it. It's street racing does my head in. It really does. If there's one game mode I could remove, it would be street racing, because it's absolutely just it's so unbalanced. It's seriously unbalanced. And you sort of expect the driver tars to be sort of equal, wouldn't you? You know, you look at street racing, you look at cross country, you look at road racing, you look at drag strip, you look at dirt racing. You expect it to all be the same code. You know, like when they program these cars, you expect them to behave a certain way at certain difficulty levels. But it's not. It really isn't. And street scene, they all seem to be really souped up and really aggressive and just don't really move off their lines. So it's actually quite a battle. It's like easier to win, say, a road racing series on Unbeatable than it probably is to win a street race on Expert or Highly Skilled, because they are just crazy. This is on like the easiest settings and they all do really fast. As soon as I mess up badly, they will pass me, but I've managed to recover from a lot of this stuff. Although this car is driving abysmally. It's absolutely bloody horrid. And it's one of those where, yeah, you know, McLaren's F1s, it's supposed to be a nice car. It's really iconic and everything, but it doesn't handle well. I know I've tuned it, but even without a tune, it handles like an absolute pig. And yeah, so 54% almost. Come around this corner, slow it. And this is how you're going to have to take this stuff, because you go through this stuff, and if you don't slow down to a practical stop, you're just going to end up in a field. But yeah, I just wish I could use like another McLaren for this in a way, because the Spiders are really nice cars and the Speedtail's pretty tidy as well. But this is just, I just don't like the car. Simple as that. And it's one of those ways I sort of got lumbered with it for this week because of a challenge, but never mind. It is just a case of keep going around here and not go off too badly. And I do seem to have a little bit of a distance, which isn't bad, but as soon as I do mess up, I think I might be in a little bit of trouble. Bit of a drift round there. Not really sticking to a road. Avoid the trees, come on. Yes, avoid the tree. Last thing I want to be doing is running into bloody trees. Come around here, and yeah, this really isn't fun. I'm not really enjoying this. And it's one of those ways to just wish, yeah, let me stick a custom blueprint on this stuff, do a easy sort of 10-second win sort of event. Bit of hard braking, come out here, totally messed that up, totally missed the checkpoints whatsoever. Luckily I've got a bit of a distance, I've got a bit of a gap, so I've managed to drive back through and claw this back. And 76%, 77%, I just want to get to the end at this point and get this nightmare over with. And yeah, it's one of those where hit the tree. But one thing I said I didn't want to do was hit the tree, and that's what I did. But what I was going to say before I hit the tree was what you get sometimes in Forza Horizon is the devs put these challenges in and say, okay, use this, use that. And a lot of the time, you know, they're pretty straightforward, and other times they're required to use something which is quite high up to unlock. Like you have to go to this event or that event. And for pretty much anything bar street scene, you can get around that. People like me make custom blueprints. There's thousands of people like me, right, making thousands of custom blueprints for for all manner of events in Forza, and you can go to any of them and get access to these events like the Goliath. I've put some custom blueprints up for people to complete the Goliath events, which is the big road racing series final, and brilliant, you can use that. But street scene, you can't do it. You literally have to have unlocked it to use it, and that does, I think, penalise people who are new to the game, especially given that the Xbox has just launched the new one and a lot of people are getting into Game Pass. But that's completed about 100%, first place. I've done it. Great. That's the final bit for this event, for this challenge. So skip through all this stuff and be good to go. So if you like what I'm doing, hit that like, hit subscribe. I do post a ton of Forza stuff. I put so much stuff out these days on Forza. So hit that like, hit subscribe to keep up with what I'm doing. There you go. I've got the goat completed. Fantastic. Festival playlist. What have I got? Summer 50% complete. What do I get? The Porsche 911 90, which is the reimagined by Singer. So brilliant. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Take it easy and happy driving.